Take us through your earnings. We reported them a little bit earlier, and I mean, you basically met or beat a little bit on earnings per share and revenue, but the thing that stuck out to me was same-store sales. The comparable sales number was a lot better than what analysts expected.
Yes, we had an excellent quarter, David. I'm delighted to say. Driven by revenue overall of $5.4 billion, up 2% from a year ago, but very strong performance in our pre-owned business, where we both increased volume by 5% and we increased profit per unit sold. You put that powerful combination together, we increased our gross profits in pre-owned vehicles by 22%. That's a reflection of 1 year of moving to one price that consumers just absolutely love and have embraced. And our financial service business was very strong, up 10%. Over a year ago. Our customer pay for service was up 7%, up overall by 4%, and all that leads to a 24% improvement in earnings per share, up to $1.07. So a very, very strong quarter for the company.
One of the things that we've reported a lot on as automobiles and the possibility of tariffs, we had this prospect of them from Europe that seems to have gone away for the moment. We still have issues with China. Is your business one that actually could be benefited if, in fact, there are tariffs put on imported cars, because it would presumably drive up the price of the retail car, and that would reflect well on you, including in your pre-owned vehicles?
There's no one in the automobile industry that wants tariffs on motor vehicles. First, the price per unit is high. Therefore, when you put a percentage tariff on it, it has a big impact. It would be very inflationary. There's no question there would be massive price increases. It would be very disruptive to the industry and most likely push the U.S. economy into a recession. So it was very encouraging to see the discussions with the European Union last week are going to try to go down to a road of finding solutions rather than imposing these disruptive tariffs. And if the administration's brinkmanship, and we've now pulled back from the brink, leads to lower tariffs on vehicles going back and forth between the U.S. and Europe, I think everyone would welcome that and would consider it a major step forward. But it's not over. We have to see how the negotiations go. The Department of Commerce continues their investigation into whether the auto industry is a national security issue and therefore they have the authority to impose tariffs at will. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but we know they'll probably find some way to get to that conclusion. But and we'll also see if the U.S. can take yes for an answer, because Europe has offered tariff-free when it comes to vehicles going back and forth. And the administration doesn't like to talk about it, but pickup trucks have a very high tariff coming into the United States, a 25% duty into the United States. So the cash cow of the American automobile industry is very, very much protected by tariffs. So we'll see where it goes, but I'm encouraged with the meeting that went on last week.
So the other part of your business has to do with the eco-environment here in the U.S., regardless of tariffs. We just got some ADP employment numbers coming out. So private employees added 219,000 jobs last month. We have the jobs number on Friday. How hard is it to find workers right now?
Well, what we're seeing is while you have a very low unemployment rate, you do have a lot of workers who left the marketplace during the Great Recession, now see the prospects are good enough to come back into the workforce and look for work. And that's a very healthy sign that says you can grow the U.S. economy without inflation, Mike, since you're adding workers.
For you, how hard is it to find workers?
Well, on the technical side, it's difficult. These are very high-paying jobs, anywhere from $50,000 to over $100,000 a year. You need a certain expertise, and quite frankly, the education system in the United States and the culture in the United States is not putting these jobs out there as something someone should aspire to. Or make the investment in the education. So we take it into our own hands. We have AutoNation University, and we're training our own technicians and salespeople and management, but it is a challenge.